Well, Kathy, yes, it is calm now. I'm in the heart of New Orleans, where 16 years ago this very day, residents were waking up in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, several feet underwater. And that really is the big difference that we're seeing today with Hurricane Ida. It's a more powerful hurricane, yes, but in the intervening years, they've spent at least $15 billion reinforcing the levee systems that hold back storm waters. So while I'm standing here rather surrounded by damage there, there's debris all over the streets, the city is full of trees that have fallen down. Because they were better prepared, the levee systems held up, so New Orleans has been spared the worst of Hurricane Ida. But that's not true for the lower lying areas across this state. One man was killed when a tree fell on his house, and the governor has today warned that there could be considerable more deaths as the state troopers, thousands of them, begin their search and rescue operations, looking for what is expected to be thousands of residents trapped in their homes, surrounded by the storm surge. Hurricane Ida captured on camera the moment it made landfall at Port Fourchon on the coast of Louisiana. The storm surge sending debris rushing through the waves as winds of 150 miles an hour battered the shoreline. Ida grew from just a few thunderstorms in a matter of days as a weather front moved in from the Gulf Coast and rapidly intensified over warmer than usual seas to a Category 4 storm, one of the most powerful to ever hit the United States. And it did so the very day Hurricane Katrina struck, wreaking havoc 16 years earlier.
We've lost contact with Grand Isle.
The rising sea battered the island of Grand Isle, just 45 miles west of where Katrina made landfall.
The water is rising. People are in their homes, and we're getting reports of people with water up to their chest. They're asking to be rescued.
Ida churned through Louisiana's vast wetlands, ripping off roofs, tearing down power lines, and even reversing the flow of the Mississippi River as it hurtled inland.
Oh, that roof is coming.
We have tremendous damage to homes and to businesses. We know that individuals are out there waiting to be rescued because their homes are not habitable. Many places we have floodwaters that are encroaching upon those homes.
As President Biden approved a major disaster declaration in Louisiana, residents of New Orleans braced themselves for Ida's onslaught. The images of residents clinging to their rooftops 16 years earlier still painfully fresh in the collective mind. Back then, the levees broke, causing catastrophic flooding and the deaths of 1,800 people. But after billions of dollars of investment, the levees have so far held the worst of Ida back.
And it was pretty intense, a lot of wicked winds. Luckily, no flooding. That's the main difference between this storm and Katrina.
But the storm still knocked out power to the entire city as an eerie darkness descended, and across Louisiana, more than 1 million people were without electricity. Power cuts also hit critical sewage pump stations, and residents were warned to conserve water and brace for sewage backups in their homes. By this morning, Ida had weakened to a tropical storm, not before whipping the roof off this hospital.
Not the roof. Oh, it's a tornado. Is it a tornado?
It was full with COVID patients because, remember, Louisiana is simultaneously battling some of the highest infection rates in the country. But hurricanes don't discriminate. Just look at these images of Ida's eye from the official Hurricane Hunter plane. Its force, in particular, a product of much warmer seas due to climate change that allowed the storm to strengthen and accelerate far faster than previous weather fronts. The town of La Place outside New Orleans felt the full brunt of Ida's force. By morning it was mostly underwater, with reports of people sheltering in their attics as nearly 5,000 members of the Louisiana National Guard took to rescue boats and helicopters to begin the long search for trapped residents.